Welcome to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising, where we test out strategies to earn points on a cruise to win a free cruise. I've got a strategy that was sent over by a couple guys. It's called 9 Streets. Let's check it out. So Ryan sent this strategy over for me to try out. He had seen it over on the Roulette Master TV channel on YouTube, and I think everybody's normally calling it 9 Streets now. And Andrew had mentioned it on the Sunday night spins the other night, and so I kind of looked into it and was like, well, let's try it out, let's spin it out, let's see how it goes. So we're going to just set it up. We've got $1,000 to work with, but we're only going to buy in for $400. All right, so $400. Remember your CPass card, they'll scan it, they'll give it back to you. That's how you get your points on the cruise. Okay, so we have $400 we bought in for. The 9 Street strategy, you're playing 9 streets, but you're actually, if you covered all 12 streets, you would remove 3 streets from this strategy here. And what determines the streets that you pull is the 3 numbers that hit the last 3 spins, okay? So I'm going to keep up with those right here. Let me establish our 3 numbers here, and we'll see where to start. Okay, so there's the 3 numbers that just spun the last 3 spins. So now we're going to bet the 9 streets that doesn't have one of those orange chips on it. I'm just kind of showing y'all for reference there with the orange chips. You wouldn't be able to do this on the table, so we'll remove these. All right, so now we're set. So we have 9 streets. So any street that hits is a 3-chip profit. If it loses, if it hits one of the numbers, one of the streets that isn't covered, we will rebet, but we're going to double it up. We're only going to add 1 unit, and if it misses again, we're just going to add 1 unit, and if it wins, we're going to drop back down to the base level. I believe that's how the strategy should go. So let's get our first number, and here we go. We're going to try to go 30 spins on it. Once we kind of get going here, I may fast forward through, but let's just see how fast it goes. I'm not going to rake the table every time. You all should know that we're going to win 3 chips if we land on one of the streets that's covered. Okay, so 26. So I'm keeping track of my numbers here. So 26, that is a 3-chip profit there. All right, so we know we're going to pull this one. Let's see, so we know 5 and 32. So we're going to cover this one here, okay? Because our last 3 was 26, 5, 32. So 26, 5, 32. So that's our open numbers now. Or open streets, I guess you could say. All right, spin 2. Yeah, this would be, I mean, not very difficult to keep up with on a table that's got the display. You could easily look up there and see which streets to pull. Okay, so 19. All right, 19's a win. So we know that's a 3-chip win there, or profit. Okay, we're going to bring those back. Now we're going to pull this one. Now we have 19, 26, and 5. So now we're going to cover this street here. And I've heard of a few people playing the 9 Street strategy, but I never really paid attention to it. I just thought they just played the normal 9 streets every time. But with this, you're moving it around. You're moving your streets that are open. All right, so that was a loss right there. Let's see. So we got 19 again there. And that was a loss. All right, so according to what they say, we have to go 2 on each one. So we're leaving the 5 open. And all the way down to here. We're leaving the 26th street open there. And there we go. All right, so we're reset. We got 3 streets left open there. So what this strategy is hoping for is you're hoping you don't have a repeater. And we just had a repeater with 19 there. He hit twice in a row there. Okay, 22. All right, so that's a win there. All right, that should be 22 chips. There's 21, there's 22. And we're just going to reset back to 1 on all the streets here. And probably for ease for setup, we'll just put them all out there. And we know 22. Okay, so we had 22, so we're taking this one. Had 19 and then 26. All right, we're taking those 3. That'd probably be the easiest way to set this strategy up, is go ahead and put all of your streets out, cover all 12, and then look at the board or the display, and then pull the last 3 that hit. That's probably the easiest way to set this up. Okay, 32. All right, that's a 3-chip profit there. All right, there are 3 chips there. And let's see, just show you kind of what I would do. So you'd rebet everything, then you'd pull 32, 22, and 19. Okay, there we go. It makes it a little easier for those of you that might be just starting out. All right, we hit 32 again. All right, so that was a loss. All right, so we're going back. Like I said, let's just go ahead and just put them all out there. Okay, and we're going to pull, let's see, 32, 22, and 19. Okay. Okay, 27. All right. Okay, there's 22 chips right there. And let's go ahead. We're going to cover them all and bring our profit back to our rack here. And then we are going to, all right, pull 27, 32, and 22. Okay. All right, what y'all thinking? Just let me know in the comments what you're thinking of this strategy. Do you play this strategy? Do you bet the same 9 streets over and over, or do you move it around like this? Okay, 34. There's a 3-chip profit right there. All right, so we'll go ahead and cover them all right there. And then we got 34. So we're going to pull 34, 27, and 32. Okay. And 27. Okay, we're having a lot of, all of them in the same area here. Okay, so we're going to pull 27, 34, and let's see, 27. So let's go ahead and pull 32 because it was kind of the most recent. All right, we're on spin 10 here. Okay, 5. Yeah, there's 22 there. And we're going to go ahead and cover all of them. And we'll pull 5, 27, 34. Okay, 20. All right, we know that's a 3 chip profit there. All right, let's cover those 3. And then there we go. So we pull 20, 5, and 27. Okay, 29. It's a 3 chip profit there. And we pull 29, 20, and 5. 29. All right, so we're going to pull 29, 20, and 5. Yeah, so your baseline is $45 average. And then, of course, you're up at $90 now. And 20. Now we're going to get on a bad run, it looks like. So that was 20 there. So now, it's according to the strategy, you're supposed to go up 1 unit. So now we have to go 3 units on each. Okay, and we're going to pull 20, 29, and 5. Because we've gone 20, 29, 29, 20, and then 5. So we're going to pull those 3 there. So now we're at $135 for our average. You know. Okay, 1. All right, so that's going to be 33 chip win right there. Okay, so he didn't say what they would do in this situation because we haven't recouped all the money we've lost. So probably what I would do is I would probably just step it down 1 step. That just an idea. I wouldn't reset back to baseline. So 1. So we're gonna put 2 chips on there. So we're gonna ladder up, ladder down. Okay, so now we have 2 chips on everything right now. And we're going to pull 1, 20, and 29. Okay, and we're at 2 chips, so we're at $90 right now. And 29. That didn't work out. All right, we're going up. All right, this is spin 17. We're at $135 again. Okay, 13. So again, that's a 33 chip win right there. All right, we're going to ladder down. To 2 chips each. Okay, and we're going to pull 29, 1, and, oh, that was 13 right there. So 13. So 13, 1, and 29. Okay, so there's our 3 that we're pulling. Okay, 25. Let's see. I think we know that's going to be the 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. All right, so now we're going to take them all back down to 1. Okay, and now 25, and we're going to pull 25, 13, and 29. Okay. 34. There's 3 chip profit there. All right, those 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to pull 34, 25, 13. All right, spin 20. So with this strategy here, we have a 71% coverage with this one here. But you know, it's kind of shifting around, not leaving the same numbers exposed all the time. I think it might help. But hey, any number could hit, right? So 32. Okay, so that is a 3 chip profit there. Okay, now we're going to pull 32, 34, and 25. All right, spin 21. $32. We seem to have a bunch of repeaters going on. All right, so we go up to 2 chips each now. Okay, and we're going to pull 32, 34, and 25. Okay, 6. Okay, so that is a 6 chip profit. Now we're going to reduce it back down to 1 chip each. Okay, and we're going to remove 6, 32, and 34. Okay, 24 is a 3 chip profit. All right, so we're going to pull 24, 6, and 32. $24. Those people that like to play repeaters would love it at this session here. So that's a loss of everything. All right, we're going 2 chips on all of them. Okay, we're going to pull 24, 6, and 32. This is spin 25. Okay, 14. All right, that's a 6 chip profit right there. And we're going to reduce back down to level 1. And we're going to pull, so that's 14. So we're going to pull 14, 24, and 6. Spin 26. And 14. Okay. Going back to 2 chips each. Okay, so we're going to pull 14, 24, and 6. Spin 27. Four. All right, so we're going up to 3 chips each. Okay, so we know 4, 14, and 24. Okay. 16. All right, so that is a 9-chip profit right there. Okay, and we're right here at the end. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, see if we can get another hit. So 16, we're gonna pull 16, 4, and 14. So we're gonna put that one back right there. All right, so let's see. Hopefully we can get another hit off of it. At this level, we're down considerably right now. Okay, 11. All right, that's a 9-chip profit there. Let's put all 9 back out there. Let's go ahead and just drop it back down to 2 right now. Okay, all right, so that was 11. So we're gonna pull 11, 16, and 4. All right, this is spin 30. We've survived 30 spins with this strategy. We're down a little bit right now, but maybe we can hit here, maybe recover a little bit more. Okay, 27. Okay, so that is a 6-chip profit right there. All right, let's rake it, let's pull it back. Now we bought in for $400 with this strategy. Okay, so there's 200. Looks like $95. So $295. So that's a loss of $105 over 30 spins with the 9-street strategy that Ryan and Andrew had sent me over. You know, I like to give these strategies a chance to see if they can perform. This one wasn't too bad, but you know, we had a bad run of repeaters. I mean, we had, how many repeaters did we have with this session? So it's 1, so 19 and 19 back to back, 32, 32. So that's 2. Let's see, there's 3. Let's see, there's 4, 5, 6. We had 6 repeaters in this session of 30 spins. Okay, that's not typical. All right, so let me reset it. If you'll give me just a second, let me reset it. I'll run through another 30 spins and we'll see what happens with that session and give it another chance to perform. And so I'll do that. I'll be right back. So here we go. Okay, so there we have it. So I went another 30 spins with the 9-street strategy that Ryan and Andrew sent over to me. And, you know, we did a lot better that session. We didn't have not one set of repeaters in that entire 30 spins there. Now, we did have some hit in the same streets a couple times, but we were kind of able to recover. So we finished up $120 for that session, which recovered the money we lost in the first session. Okay, so there we have it, 9 streets. Let's see, so what kind of ranking could we give this strategy? You know, as far as comp value goes, I like the comp value of it because it's not a lot investment. It's, you know, $45. It's not too bad, and you got pretty good coverage. So as far as comp value, I'd probably say we're probably in the 4-star range for comp value. As far as profitability goes, you know, is somewhere between 3 to 4 stars. You know, maybe 3.5 stars for profitability. Is kind of where I would set with this one. And as far as ease of setup goes, it's pretty easy to set up, especially with the little adjustment that I made. Just go ahead and just bet all the streets and then pull the ones you need to pull off of there. Okay, I think that would help as far as ease of setup goes. So with that adjustment there, I'd probably give it a 4-star rating on that. And again, the coverage on this one is only 71%, but it seems to recover fairly well, you know, after a loss. So, you know, it's not too bad, to be honest. You guys could give it a try on the ship. I've seen people play this on the ship, and I've never really paid attention to the way they move their bets, or if they just stayed the same the whole time. You know, I've seen it where they put 4 here, 3 here, 2 here, something like that. You know, just kind of move things around a little bit. But I haven't ever noticed them moving them because I haven't paid attention. You know, so anyway, I would try this strategy on the ship. You know, it's got a good comp value to it. But anyway, if you have a strategy you want me to test out, you want me to try out, something you've seen, something you've come up with on your own, just email it to me at roulettecruising@gmail.com. You know, I'm looking for a $300 to $400 buy-in, and I'm looking to go 30 spins with it is typically what I try to do. Just send it to me in email, and I'll run it through. We'll see how it does. And if you don't mind, make sure to like and subscribe to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising. And until next time, happy cruising. See ya.